Hey YouTube, this is Bobby coming at you with my fifth video, um, documenting my weight loss surgery journey. Right now I'm in pre-op. I have 1 week until surgery. I'm getting surgery, the vertical sleeve gastrectomy, on December 18th. Um, I wanted to update everyone today. If you've been watching, you know I've had a lot of difficulty with going through the whole approval process with my insurance, and with the doctor's office with all the medical appointments that they require, which is for a good thing, but it's been really, I think, extra difficult for some reason, the things I've had to do. So I did make a video yesterday or the day before, I don't know, that I did get approval for my insurance, and I finished everything I needed, got all the clearances except for my primary, and I had the appointment 2 days before surgery with him. So I thought all was done and all was good in Denmark. But today I got a phone call while I was at work that because my pulmonologist mentioned that I have mild sleep apnea, which they found during my sleep study, the hospital is going to require me to have a CPAP machine after I go home from surgery. The only way to get a CPAP machine is to go for another CPAP titration sleep study. So needless to say, my pulmonologist, I told my pulmonologist that I really didn't want to have to go for this study. So he said, all right, I'll clear you for pulmonary for the surgery, but I'll just write, that you refuse to do the CPAP study. So I said, okay. So on the clearance for my pulmonologist, it just says, patient is cleared for a pulmonary standpoint, but he refused to do CPAP titration. Once the hospital that I'm going for the surgery saw that, they were like, okay, you have to go for a sleep study. So I got the call today, and the whole reason I didn't want to go for the CPAP titration sleep study was because my insurance said it would take longer to get approval and it wouldn't be done before my surgery. Now, a week away from surgery, they're telling me I need to get it, otherwise they can't give me any pain medication in the hospital, and they won't discharge me without a CPAP machine. So I have to do this sleep study with the CPAP titration. So long story short, not really, but whatever. I had to call my primary, talk to my pulmonologist, and see if they can work on my insurance approving this CPAP sleep study within the next week, and for me to get a CPAP machine within the next week. So yet another thing that I have to deal with, and once I thought I was done, but I'm not done. I guess it won't be easy until I actually am in the operating room. But that aside, I have hope it'll all work out. But that aside, today I actually I just got back from going to a support group at the hospital that I'm getting the surgery at. My surgeon's office actually runs a support group, I think bi-weekly, for people who are pre-op or post-op. And tonight there was an open group for people pre-op or post-op to talk about questions, concerns, etc. So I went to it, and it was really informative. Got to meet some people that have had the surgeries, fresh out of the surgery, or people who've had bypass for 6 or 7 years, and it was cool to meet them and see what they've been dealing with and how they've been doing. And I did have one concern that I was really looking forward to asking, because the nurses were in the group that take care of you after surgery. So I asked, we all went around and asked questions that we had. And I asked about catheters, because if you haven't seen it yet, there's a newly VSG'd guy on YouTube who had to get a catheter. He's my age and he had to get a catheter, and I was really, really shocked, and now I'm nervous. So I went into the meeting today and I asked, does everyone get a catheter? And they actually said no. Ever since last year, no one usually needs a catheter unless there's any issues. So my nerves were settled at that. I was happy to hear it because that was one thing I was really nervous about. Other than that, it was a good meeting. Except for this one guy who had his bypass done like 6 or 7 years ago, and he still comes to groups, which is great. It's a good support, but he wouldn't shut up. I mean, he was one of the guys that kind of was able to answer questions for everyone, but he just wouldn't shut up. Kept going on and on about different stories about his personal life, and at first, all right, cool, get to know you, but this guy he took over the whole group, and it really got annoying to the point where towards the end, he was bringing up stories completely unrelated to anything, and people were just like, all right, I'm leaving. So I actually had to leave early, but I had a good experience, and I also found out that my surgeon's office does a young adult support group. So I had to find out when those are, because I'd really like to go to those and be with my cohort and be able to share some similarities other than going to a group with mainly older people. No offense. But yeah, so I just wanted to update you guys with that. Another hurdle that I have to go over with the CPAP shit. And I really had a good time at the group, and I'm looking forward to going to the young adult groups. I think my next video is going to be a skinny bucket list. I stole this idea from another VSGer on here, and I thought it was great. So I'm going to make a skinny bucket list, things that I want to do once I'm healthy, let's say, and able to do them. So that's all for now, and I will be back probably tomorrow, because that's the way it's been going. But we'll see. Alright, see you guys.